Eradicator.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and so in this video we will talk about the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen, and this is a topic that I am very excited about. Planet tech, bringing more diversity to planets, and in this case rivers, which is something that is going to bring it's going to bring charm, it's going to bring gameplay, it's going to bring exploration, something worth exploring, something worth visiting, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to be telling us, so let's go.
Rivers are more than just water.
Absolutely. Now, our first sentence is already nailing it out of the park. Rivers are more than just water. It's an ecosystem that's surrounding it. It's also, look at this density of trees around the river. This is not how Microtech looks like right now. So it's also reshaping the way that planets are being built and rethinking as well planets in Star Citizen.
They're a place to explore. They're a place to find.
Oh, look at how gorgeous that shot is. Now, I would say that this is looking a little bit... You can tell that this is not photorealistic yet. And, you know, this is something that Star Citizen aims at doing. They try to be as photorealistic as possible. But when I'm looking at this, I think that there's still room for improvement to make it look a little bit more organic. But again, I'm just cherry picking here. It's still fantastic looking.
Harvestables that you can pick up.
Yes, harvestables.
Where everything is amplified versus the surrounding terrain.
And it's gotta be. It makes sense that everything is amplified because, you know, this is water. Water is the source of life. So there's gonna be plenty of life. More trees, more plants, as he said, more harvestables, fruit, mushrooms, and eventually, further down the line, fauna as well. Rivers, if you want to have some action, some PvE action, in the future, rivers are going to be the place to go.
The very first river will be in 317 through
Yes!
the hills of Microtech.
Now that is awesome. Confirmed 3.17. 3.17 is not just going to be the tech, but I mean, they were very clear. That's something that we talked about in yesterday's video. The Microtech river, it's only going to be one, but that one river is going to be a test bed for future rivers that we're going to see later in the sentence system. I'm thinking of Hurston, but eventually maybe Pyro, and definitely Terra when it will become a reality one day.
Since this time last year, we started to take rivers from what was a pretty tech demo to something we could release.
I remember when it's the same developer who talked about rivers last year, and it already looked quite phenomenal when it was, as he said, just a tech demo. But now is the release version that we are going to be seeing in just a couple of weeks, guys. If not, maybe probably the Evo Caddies are going to be seeing it maybe by the end of this week. So this is very close. This exploration of Microtech, where we're going to see that river here on the hills, is going to be very close. I'm just, as I said in yesterday's video, I'm a little bit concerned as of, you know, where this river is going to go. Is it just going to be going into a lake that is going to evaporate, or will it just go into some kind of frozen ocean where it's just going to vanish in it's like, how are they going to pull this off? I would like to know, but again, maybe it's going to be a whole part of the exploration gameplay that will come with it.
We thought we were ready to put this out in 316. We were pretty happy with what we had, but we still needed some more changes to bring it ready to
so there was a delay. Unannounced delay.
We started by doing a refactor all of our object scattering, so we could have far more power and
look at that. And it doesn't look like it's that much of a big river, so it's not going to be that easy to find. I mean, it's not like the Amazon River, or the Nile River, which can be seen, you know, from space. Here, it's just going to be one river. I don't think that it's going to have any other smaller rivers that will go into it. It's just going to be that one straight unique river. I will go for point A to point B. Again, just as a test for CIG, so it's not going to be easy to find. But it is definitely looking, look at how it is winding here down that slope. I just want to know where it's going.
Far more performance when we're distributing objects across the planet.
Yes, you can see the difference of
One of the biggest things I wanted to improve as well
how
was to
scattered the
increase
trees are.
density around
Yeah,
the
the tree
rivers.
density.
But without increasing the global density of our objects, this was going to be difficult, which led me to work on-demand spawn.
I love that we are seeing here the tools, images from the tools that the devs are using. This is, you know, something that we've seen in the old style, you know, around the verse episodes, and I wish that we could have more in-depth footage like this from the episode of Inside Star Citizen.
Points, a system where we can pass a position.
Oh yeah, we can see. So basically, these points seem to be where trees are scattered. You can see the density of scattered trees and plants around the river is much more obvious. It seems like this was manually placed, though.
To the biome builder, and will automatically scatter appropriate assets at that location. We now procedurally place on-demand spawn points along the length of the river and around the basin.
Okay, so it's actually procedurally generated along the banks of the river. So the planet tech knows that if there's a river, they're going to have to put more trees and more vegetation around it. Okay, that's smart.
One of the major things that we had to add was dressing presets, which allow us to add specific objects around locations like rivers. And we also had to build the river mesh from the ground up, which involves spline mesh building, which took a long time.
Oh yes, so that's why it was delayed. That's why it took a long time from the very first time we saw rivers back, you know, last year already. When was that? Was that in May or June? That was already a long time ago. I remember that they talked about rivers and then talked a little bit more about those rivers in CitizenCon, and there we have it, guys.
That did sadly
I'm really excited about
that
those.
we missed 316, but it's all the better for it, as we've worked on all of these different interactions for the player with the rivers. For example, as of 317...
Now, watch this, guys. Look at that. The guy is going inside water, something that was not possible before until now. Right now, try to go in water on Hurston, you are going to die. But
now walk down into rivers and oceans as long as you are wearing a helmet.
So that means you need to have an undersuit, because you can't wear a helmet if you don't have an undersuit, I think. So as long as you have something that's waterproof, you will be able to explore underwater. It's the first time that we get to explore underwater. Hey, General Desperado, nice to see you today. Good day to you from Australia. Eh? Yeah, look at that. Underwater exploration, something that we've been talking about for years in Star Citizen, and it's finally coming in. Personally, I'm doing all right. Trying to. I'm very worried about Europe, obviously, Desperado, but yeah, trying to keep it up. Eh?
You may explore
Now, something that I want to have a look at the animation here. There we go. Pre-animation changes. Footage shows that. So that's very important. They're seeing here. They know that underwater we cannot walk just like we walk in air, right? That is obviously something that is not very realistic. Players in the future will not just walk like this, but they have not implemented the underwater animation, so that's why it just looks like you are on the surface of the planet.
You may explore underwater. You keep your helmet on, you won't drown.
That's awesome, you won't drown. So, are we gonna have harvestables in the water? How about, for example, a ship crashes and some boxes can be looted in water, or a corpse, maybe? What if, for example, you know, you're racing above the river, and for some reason you crash on a rock. Oh no, your corpse is in the water. Well, you're gonna be able to retrieve it in the water, right? That's awesome.
You can now drive gravlev bikes over both oceans and rivers.
Look at that. I am sure, you know, all the people out there who are interested in racing, the racing oars, they are going to make a Microtech river race. And plus, you know, if it's on the river like that, there's not going to be a lot of obstacles, so you can be sure that those gravlevs are going to be fantastic above rivers, right? The ocean, that would be a good part. Yes, for sure. Oceans as well. Gonna be back soon. All right, Desperado, take it easy.
Without just falling through and exploding. We also have harvestables around the river's edge.
Yes, you need to have harvestable. You need to have around those rivers points of interest or at least activities to do. And it definitely makes sense to have harvestables because, again, water is the source of life. And those harvestables are life for some. Plants are living creatures as well, and they do provide us with things that we need. For example, in this case, these mushrooms or fruits, and of course, it makes sense that we'll be able to find some of those and pick them up. I hope that they are going to be more common than they are currently right now, because right now when you roam around the Star Citizen universe, it's just extremely rare to find some of those harvestables. They just come up so randomly. So they need to be more available. They need to be more common, and it just needs to make sense to just spend some time to travel and walk around those rivers, pick up the harvestables, and have enough of them to then go back to a station and sell them and make a decent chunk of money. I hope that this is something that's going to also happen, because so far I would say that harvestables on planet surfaces have been quite lackluster.
To explore and collect. We also did a rework of our water caustics system, meaning that there are water caustics thrown by the river and its basin.
Nice. Look at the reflection on the
above
400
the water,
eye.
like your ship or trees or rocks, and onto the surface below.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Planet Content team haven't had a full chance to take a visit of the oceans yet, so while there are assets down there, you can expect improvements in coming patches. The next big improvement to rivers is going to...
Oh, look at this. That is so beautiful. I mean, Star Citizen is already a screenshot simulator, but it's going to be even more of a screenshot simulator. This is so amazing.
Areas, so you can throw things into the river and watch them flow down.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that, guys? Pollution on rivers. Getting able to throw your bottle, your plastic bottle, and it will flow down. It will go downstream.
As well as work on the foliage shader, which is going to create more varied and seasonal foliage.
Yeah, we've seen that in
planets as well as just the rivers.
During CitizenCon.
In the future, what I want is for an artist to be creating a planet and say, okay, I'm happy with the elevation, let's create a river system, and for it to be done. And we're not quite at that stage yet. Each river is maybe 1 or 2 clicks, but it needs to be hundreds of rivers per planet without even thinking about it.
That's right. I think that, in the future, when there's going to be a terrestrial planet that is going to be a little bit Earth-like, like Macrotech, for example, they shouldn't be able to manually place those rivers. The system should be able to do it instantly, as they say, when the elevation is okay, just click, place rivers, boom, the rivers are going to be popping on the surfaces, and that's gonna be it. It should just be one click of a button, and then the rivers will pop out. It's not where they are right now, so that's why we're not seeing them on Hurston, for example, and it's only just a test right now on Macrotech. But as soon as that tech is ready, you can be sure that we're gonna see more. I suspect that we are going to see more of those rivers during CitizenCon, and it's also some tech that they will be using for lava rivers. I don't think that they will be using that same procedurally generated tech for roads, though, because I think it would be very weird to have random roads, or maybe those roads would be dirt roads. But as far as actual big roads or highway, I still think that they're gonna have to manually place them. But it's just my opinion.
The river in 317 doesn't have any missions or QT markers to find it with, so you will have to go exploring to find it.
I think that's great.
Hopefully this video has been a help.
I don't think that rivers should have... I mean, rivers are part of the environment. I don't think that they should have any quantum travel markers or whatsoever. So it definitely... I mean, the point is to make them very common in the future, so it makes sense not to have any quantum travel marker. You're gonna have to find them. Surely it will be visible from space. I mean, I would assume that it would. So I guess we'll see. There's gonna be people who will be who have some expertise at finding it from space and go there as quickly as possible. Ideally, I mean, it would be great if a cave would be right next to it. Like you would have a cave next to the river, and then you would have access to that river. I mean, if that could be an idea for CIG, I guess we'll see. Amazing. Anyway, guys, I forgot something, guys. You know that this month we have a giveaway on YouTube, right? With this month on YouTube, we're giving away 2 ships. We're giving away a hull A and a hull C. All you have to do is to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Make sure you're in public settings and answer the question I'm asking right now. What type of gameplay are you looking forward to the most when it comes to rivers? As I said, for me, it will be just going around the rivers and trying to find harvestables and the future fauna. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Also, if you help me out on Patreon and the YouTube Joel membership program, you'll have access to my Discord channel, where on Discord we also have a hobby, thanks to Dr. Fobin. A huge shout out to everyone who's been helping me out on Patreon and via the YouTube Joel membership program. Creating content on YouTube involves continuous circles of ups and downs, and it is when we are the lower parts of the curve that your help really motivates me to keep on going. Your contribution really does make a difference, which is why in return I try to give back by offering backers access to my private Discord channel, automatic access to exclusive giveaways, or answering your questions during the show. You can help me out with as little as $1 a month, and any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching again. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.